Hello everyone, this is Pico Entertainment and we're back again, and here now we have another video for you, and this will be a review of the premiere episode of Halo. Now for anybody who doesn't know, Halo is a live action adaptation of the classic science fiction video game series produced by Bungie way back in 2001. Now the series itself debuted on Paramount Plus on March 24th, 2022, and it will consist of 9 episodes. Now the concept of Halo is that we are set within a futuristic 26th century where humanity is locked within a war with an alien species known as the Covenant. Now the dominant federation within this time is known as the UNSC, that's the United Nations Space Command, who have created an elite group of engineered super soldiers known as the Spartans, who were initially designed to combat any rebellious forces or insurrectionists throughout the galaxy. They quickly switched their priorities to taking down the alien Covenant species. Now the series follows this outline where we see the rebel forces, as they are called, on a planet colony known as Madrigal, and they come under the attack from the Covenant species. The Spartans, who come in to repel the attack, bringing back the sole survivor known as Quan Ha. When she's taken in by the UNSC, she makes connections with the Spartan squad leader called Master Chief. After refusing to cooperate with them, the UNSC decides to kill Quan Ha, but Master Chief comes to her protection as they evade the UNSC together. Master Chief also attains a mysterious device which throughout the course of the series will become pivotal in the conflict within the Covenant. Now overall, I think this was a solid start to the series. It has a lot of action and spectacle, especially in the first quarter, where we have a brutal sequence where we see the Covenant attack the colony planet. We have several violent moments, seeing many people blasted away, several arms and legs getting severed away, and it's very much an R-rated and visual compelling encounter. The series was armed with a huge budget to around 10 million per episode, and it certainly looks impressive on screen, and I think overall I've done a really good job in recreating the aesthetic of the game itself in terms of the look and design of the Spartan armor and also the designs of the spaceship. So the first half of the episode started very well. Now the second half did falter a bit, as they do throw a lot at you in terms of the story and the concepts from the video game. Throughout the episode we learned far more about the Covenant species, the existence of the UNSC, divisions between the UNSC director and Dr. Halsey, who we learn is the creator of the Spartan program. We see that the Master Chief eventually goes rogue against the UNSC. We build some sort of connection between him and Quan Ha, and we also see that Dr. Halsey secretly defies the UNSC as well. So as it throws all of these developments together, the pacing does become a bit uneven, and you may even get a bit lost as to what's going on if you're not as familiar with the source material. Now there was also a lack of characterization because the episode was trying to do so much world building here. Now of course the one key character was Quan Ha, who of course we empathise with as we see her struggle to deal with the fact that she's the sole survivor following the Covenant attack. We have several sequences of course where she saw many of her friends and indeed her father be killed right in front of her eyes, and overall she's the one character who has any kind of personality or presence. Now hopefully this changes as the series goes on, and presumably we will tap into the far more interesting elements in terms of the object device that was obtained by Master Chief. I assume this device is one of the Halo rings, which is crucial to the overall conflict with the Covenant species, again what we take away from the source material. And also there will be far more expansion into the unlocking of Master Chief's childhood flashbacks, so they can use this a lot to flesh out his character. As the series progresses, we'll tap far more into the origins of the Covenant species itself, and also we'll see the introduction of Cortana, which from the source material is the artificial intelligence generated from the brain of Dr. Halsey. So for me, there's definitely enough potential to stay with the series overall. Now of course, if you are far more of a hardcore fan of the video games, you might be more critical of certain choices that they've made, and I've already seen some discourse online in terms of the fact that Master Chief reveals his face, which I believe doesn't happen within the games until late on throughout the series. So little decisions like this may affect your overall view of the series if you are indeed a hardcore fan, and this is something that will always happen whenever you're adapting a famous IP or a franchise, and it will once again bring up the debate as to whether a video game live action adaptation can be successful or not. But in terms of this episode, I think this was a solid start. Yes, there is room for improvement, but for me I think there's enough elements here to keep me invested as to see wherever this leads next. So those are my overall thoughts and feelings and review of the premiere episode of the Halo TV series. Let me know what you think in the comments below, especially if you are indeed a fan of the video game. Do you think this captured in essence or spirit the main blueprint of the video game, and are you very critical of certain elements that have been left out? As I mentioned before, I probably will stick throughout the series during its run, so if there are any further standout episodes, I will review those, and of course I'll provide a series finale and of course a series review, and keep a lookout for those as well. Please also hit and like the subscription and notification buttons so I can provide you with more high quality content like this in the future. But that's it for now. Take care of yourselves, stay in safe distances, and I will see you very, very soon.